Dynamo Kyiv, officially known as Football Club Dynamo Kyiv, is one of the most storied and successful football clubs in Eastern Europe. Based in the capital city of Ukraine, Kyiv, the club has a legacy that dates back to the early 20th century. Known for its resilience, excellence in domestic and European competitions, and a rich tradition of developing football talent, Dynamo Kyiv has left an indelible mark on the sport. Founding and early history. Dynamo Kyiv was established in 1927 as part of the larger Dynamo Sports Society, which was linked to Soviet law enforcement agencies. The club began playing in regional competitions and gradually gained prominence in the Soviet football system. By the 1930s, Dynamo Kyiv had joined the Soviet Top League, the highest level of football in the USSR. The team's early years were marked by both promise and tragedy. During World War II, many of the club's players were involved in a historic match later known as the Death Match, where a team consisting of former Dynamo players defeated a German military team under Nazi occupation, a symbolic victory that became legendary in Soviet history. Soviet-era success. Dynamo Kyiv quickly became a powerhouse in Soviet football. Under the guidance of notable coaches like Viktor Maslov and later the legendary Valery Lobanovsky, the team developed an identity built on discipline, athleticism, and innovative tactics. Lobanovsky, in particular, revolutionized Soviet football by introducing scientific and data-driven training methods. His approach to team structure and strategy made Dynamo one of the most respected clubs in Europe. During the Soviet era, Dynamo Kyiv won 13 Soviet League titles and 9 Soviet Cups. The club also earned international recognition with 2 UEFA Cup Winners' Cup victories in 1975 and 1986, along with a UEFA Super Cup title in 1975. These achievements made Dynamo Kyiv the first and only Soviet team to win major European trophies multiple times. Post-Soviet period and Ukrainian dominance. Following the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Ukraine established its own national league system, and Dynamo Kyiv transitioned into the newly formed Ukrainian Premier League, UPL. The club quickly established its dominance, winning the inaugural UPL season in 1992 and going on to win the title multiple times throughout the 1990s and 2000s. In the 1990s, the club enjoyed a resurgence in European competition under the leadership of coach Valery Lobanovsky, who returned to manage the team. This era saw the emergence of stars such as Andriy Shevchenko, Serhiy Rebrov, and Oli Luzhny. Dynamo Kyiv reached the UEFA Champions League semifinals in the 1998-99 season, defeating European giants like Real Madrid and Arsenal before falling to Bayern Munich. This campaign remains one of the club's most memorable achievements on the continental stage. Modern era and continued relevance. Dynamo Kyiv has remained a dominant force in Ukrainian football, regularly competing with traditional rival Shakhtar Donetsk for supremacy. The rivalry between Dynamo and Shakhtar is considered the fiercest in Ukrainian football and draws massive viewership and national attention. Despite facing challenges such as financial instability, political unrest in the country, and the shifting dynamics of European football, Dynamo has continued to produce and nurture talent. The club's youth academy is regarded as one of the best in Eastern Europe and has been the launching pad for many top Ukrainian and European players. In recent years, Dynamo Kyiv has continued to compete in the UEFA Champions League and Europa League, showcasing resilience and strong performances despite the evolving landscape of modern football. Domestically, the club has added more league and cup titles, staying at the forefront of Ukrainian football. Stadium and support. Dynamo Kyiv plays its home matches at the NSC Olimpijski Stadium, a historic venue in Kyiv that holds over 70,000 spectators. This stadium has hosted numerous significant matches, including European finals and international fixtures. The club previously played at the smaller Dynamo Stadium named after Valery Lobanovsky, which still holds sentimental value and is used for select matches. The fan base of Dynamo Kyiv is one of the most passionate and loyal in Eastern Europe. Known for their deep-rooted identity and support through political and economic turmoil, Dynamo supporters have remained fiercely devoted. The club also holds significant cultural importance, representing not just football excellence but also national pride, especially during times of conflict or hardship in Ukraine. Notable players and legacy. Throughout its history, Dynamo Kyiv has been home to a host of legendary players, including Andriy Shevchenko, Ballon d'Or winner and one of the greatest Ukrainian players of all time. Oly Blokhin, a Soviet legend and Ballon d'Or recipient in 1975. Igor Bilanov, another Ballon d'Or winner, 1986, contributing to the club's golden era. Serhiy Rebrov, Anatoly Demyanenko, Oleksandra Shevkovskaya and many others who have made significant contributions. Dynamo's legacy is not just defined by its trophy cabinet but also by its role in shaping football in Ukraine and the former Soviet Union. It has been a symbol of excellence, national pride, and resistance through decades of political and social change. Conclusion. Dynamo Kyiv stands as a monument to perseverance, innovation, and football greatness. From its origins in the Soviet era to its current position as a leading Ukrainian club, Dynamo's impact on European football is undeniable. Through championships, legendary players, and iconic moments, the club has written one of the most compelling stories in world football, one built on legacy, passion, and pride.